All right, everyone, welcome back into another fantasy golf video. Going to be breaking down round one here of the American Express, giving you guys my favorite first round leader picks for each course. We've had success doing that in the past, so it should be a pretty fun video there. But also going to be giving you guys my favorite head-to-head bets as well as two-ball bets, a little bit different there, but we'll be touching on that. We really are not getting that many good PrizePicks or underdog bets because, well, it's a limited board. They're kind of being lazy with their boards because it's a three-course rotation. And then lastly, I'll just recap some of my favorite outright bets. Let's go on and get into it. So guys, on the 9 to 5 write-up, I went ahead and kind of gave you guys the course-by-course breakdown. Again, if you guys aren't reading this, you should be doing it. It's honestly one of the simplest ways to be successful betting or just play DFS. Just check it out. But over the years, we have seen the Nicklaus Tournament course actually be the easiest course, and I think we still want to be targeting that for the most part. So maybe if you're doing showdowns, you want to be targeting that, or maybe a lot of under bets for like lower scores where you're hoping that they score lower or make more birdies. You'd want to be targeting more of the Nicklaus course. Now, last year we did see that slightly change where there was only almost like 3.9 under par, whereas the LQ course was much more easy to score on. So a little bit different last year, but those are the two courses where we definitely want to be targeting that. Now, is that going to change really much of what we're betting on? No, because, well, head-to-head bets, players are going to be facing each other, and same thing with two-ball bets for the most part as well. Sorry, flip that around. Two-ball bets, people will be facing each other based off of, their tee times, whereas head-to-heads, we're getting slightly different markets there. So guys, to show you guys the best first-round leader bets, I'm actually going to show you guys it on the 9 to 5 showdown tab. So we're going to go to round one here, and we're going to sort it by the Nicklaus Tournament course for now. So that's a data point that I added back into the cheat sheet for now. If you guys are someone that plays DFS, I'm actually going to show you guys the lineup builder as well. That's going to be a separate video. Let's go ahead and get into the showdown rank. So we're looking at which golfers are going to be the top 5 golfers that are playing on the Nicklaus Tournament course in terms of round one showdown rank, which also would then include first round leader rank. And so we can actually bet the first round leader by course. And so in years past, we've had pretty good success doing this. What I'm going to be looking at are the top 5 golfers for the first round lead that are playing on the Nicklaus Tournament course. So in simple, guys, like Cameron Young is going to be a decent bet there. We're going to see Harry Hall's another good bet there as well. So we can get those two. 18-1, 20-1, feel pretty decent about that. Bo Hosler is going to be someone we're looking at, Ben Griffin, and then Seb Straka. Maybe we could get some longer shot odds here as well, but we'll take a peek at that. Ben Griffin, 22-1, so decent there. And then Bo Hosler we can get at 25-1. And then Seb Straka at 25-1. So not exactly like elite odds there, I would say, but good enough. And so that's kind of simple for the Nicklaus Tournament course. Let's go ahead and take a peek at the La Quinta course. Now, the La Quinta course is definitely more interesting just because we are getting a lot of really good golfers. All the best golfers in the field in this tournament, projection-wise, are basically teeing off here. So we have the top 4 first round leader picks, and then we got 6 and 7. So actually, I think we could even go with the top 7 here for the low round on the course, and I'm kind of okay with that. More so because we are going to get some good odds on someone like Davis Thompson, and so that's kind of the route I'm going here. And so pretty simple, Sam Burns, Justin Thomas. It's kind of ugly here, right? 14-1 with both those two, but we're kind of okay with that. Tony Finau, Patrick Cantlay, Max Gracerman. So we got our top 5 right there already, and then we could get a little bit deeper odds. So Davis Thompson, 25-1. So feel pretty solid right there already. And then let's go ahead and get into the Pete Dye course. This is where we're going to get a little bit more of our long shot bets here for the first round leaders. And so we'll sort by Pete Dye course here. We'll take a peek. Obviously, Sungjae going to be the class of the field, but this is how crazy, this is how bad kind of the scheduling is in terms of like having good golfers on each course. So we got Sungjae kind of clearly one of the best options this week. I actually have him rated as the #1 player in the 9 to 5 model this week for showdown rank, 5th overall. But obviously, we're adjusting for course. This is projected to be the hardest scoring course. He is still going to be the #1 here. But after that, we got Tom Kim, Nick Taylor, Christian Bezuidenhout, Bud Colley, and then Lucas Glover. So we're starting to get some deeper odd bets here. And actually, we got Andrew Putnam right there as well. He's someone I think we could be looking at long odds wise. So again, pretty simple, guys. We'll go with kind of the ugliness here. Tom Kim, Nick Taylor, Bezuidenhout. Like we're getting kind of a little bit too chalky there, but then we can get a little bit deeper if we want to. Glover, Bud Colley, obviously we want to get him in there. And then if we wanted to go a little bit longer shot nature, we could. Andrew Putnam's popping up in there. We could get to some of those guys. But this is kind of what we're looking at, guys. It's pretty simple there. So guys, in simple, we're going to be placing about 17 units on this, which whatever. I basically do a unit per bet. It's the easiest way for me personally to track the bets that I give out to you guys. And so, yes, like if Sungjae Im hits, like it's going to be a little bit unfortunate. And that's the only bet that hits, then you're losing 5 units, but that's not expected. Last week we were able to give you guys Harry Hall first round later, which was chopped down still to 9-1, pretty good stuff there. And the the point of this is that if we do this for 3 rounds, we should be able to profit. Like maybe we go over 17 here, right? In the first round. I doubt it, but maybe that happens. But if we do it again, round 2, round 3, we should be successful there. And obviously you guys can do this each round by using the 9 to 5 showdown tab there. Now, typically speaking, that this is something we would do on the 9 to 5 betting page here and look at the first round leader. But because it is kind of a 3-course rotation, we're not getting that data pulled in precisely, so we're not getting that available. So real quickly, I do want to talk about some of my favorite outright bets here, guys, and we could use this tab if we wanted to kind of look at it this way, where we can see where we're getting the best bets for some of these golfers. But I'll just jump back into the 9 to 5 write-up real quick. So kind of what I'm looking at here, I am stretching it out a little bit more than I would like. So Sungjae 14-1, feel pretty good about those odds. Sam Burns 18-1, Max Grayson 40-1. Some of these odds have come down. I'll pull them up here in just a second. Jason Day, it's a strange one. He's actually going to be one of the better like leverage options. He's getting slept on. And then I was toying around with or without betting on Justin Thomas. Had Xander not withdrawn, I probably would not be on Justin Thomas, but with Xander out, it just kind of it makes me want to get on Justin Thomas now for betting purposes. I think he's a great outright bet. I don't know how good of a like DFS play he is. I just don't like the price for him on DraftKings, where he's the highest priced player, especially now with Xander out. Whereas if we are chasing that upside, if we want it to be there, I actually don't mind it at his line. And then Ben Griffin, just kind of a golfer that's casually checking all the boxes for us. And so again, guys, I just want to show you guys it on the 9 to 5 cheat sheet here. So we'll jump into that real quick. So if you guys have seen some of my coverage this week, you already kind of know what I'm looking at here, but let's look at Justin Thomas again, just pull him up here. So you can get him still at 14-1 on DraftKings. That's a pretty good bet there. It's pretty as simple as that. He's kind of someone that's checking all the boxes, played really well at this tournament last year. He is a guy that can go out and score as well. We saw in round 4 at the Century Tournament, he got hot. Like he really got hot there. Maybe that continues again this week. Sungjae really just the class of the field now that Xander's out, coming in, checking all the boxes, top 10 or better in the 4 predictable key metrics that we look at. And so we look at him pretty much 12-1 across the board. A little bit unfortunate that Xander withdrew, but still really good odds there. Extremely good course history, extremely good form. Been right around winning. If he brings that together again, we should be good. And the thing that's interesting about Sungjae, I already pointed out that he's like clearly the best option for players that are going in off of that Pete Dye course, the stadium course. Now, I think typically speaking, it's actually the golfers that play Pete Dye twice together, like 3rd round and then 4th round, tend to be, I don't remember correctly if that's it, but I think it is. But maybe, just maybe, we get an edge by targeting Sungjae as the only golfer going off of the Pete Dye course. Like I think that's a reason you should at least be betting on Sungjae. Maybe that course ends up playing a little bit easier that day than other days, and we're getting a huge advantage there with the best golfer that's coming out of that group. And so definitely he just feels like someone you should be betting. Sam Burns as well. His lines have come down a little bit as well, a little bit annoying, but 16-1 on most of the traditional American sportsbook bets. He's another golfer that if we take out maybe that miscut there 4 years ago at this track, a golfer that would be top 10 or better in all the key metrics that we look at for predictable results. I really don't mind him as like a top 10 bet as well. You can get him at 2-1. That feels kind of crazy to me. And then yes, Patrick Cantlay is going to be an outright bet. You can get him at 17-1. Just feels like kind of an easier click there as well. Max Grayson is going to be someone to me that does make for a great outright bet, but he's also someone that's maybe a little bit too chalky in DFS. It's kind of interesting. People are chasing that upside with him, but I do feel like he's a little bit too priced up, and we're starting to pay a premium on him. We were able to get him at 40-1 to start the week. Now we're getting him at 33-1. Still not bad odds there for him. He's another guy where, even top 20 to bet him at 2-1, I feel like that's a very good payout there as well. A little kind of sneaky way to go about betting on him. Harry Hall was the last player I left off my betting card this week, and I'll be very tilted to see if he does end up winning. I ended up subbing in Justin Thomas there instead. 45-1 for Harry Hall. If you guys want to get there, I don't hate it, but he's another one where I think I would just rather get to him at about 2-1 on a top 10 bet or a top 20 bet. I think that's a better option for him. And then we're going to go ahead and get into some like better, well, for what's worth, guys, Patrick Fishburne, I don't mind him as well, like top 20 or even like made cut, but you can get him also about 2-1 to finish top 20. I think that's a solid bet. But Jason Day, he's kind of the easy bet here, especially given the line that we are getting. Just a golfer that ranks out extremely well, a golfer that ranks top 30 or better in all the key metrics that we're looking at. Really the one concern that we have with Jason Day was the poor results at the Century Tournament, and then also I guess the BMW Championship. But it's tough to say. Like, we just haven't seen him too much competitively. I do like the fact that we did see him play at the Century, a course that we know doesn't really set up well for his game. A longer track, a little bit more difficult. He's someone that has played well at this course in the past. 3 straight make cuts at this tournament. Does rank out really well stat fit wise. Good total driver, good ball striker. If he can get hot with the putter, he kind of seems like the easiest option outright wise. Like, I know not many people bet on him or bet online, guys. He's at 90-1 there, and then the shortest odds we're getting him, Unibet, so obviously a completely different market, 55-1. That really echoes the discrepancy in his pricing that we're getting outright wise. Like, that is crazy. You can get him at 70, US market, you can get him at 70-1 on PointsBet, FanDuel, 70-1. Very good odds there for a guy that ranks out 6th best in the 9-to-5 model rank, which you guys can get right here when we adjust it for his outright odds and made cut percentage. 11th best pick overall in the model. Still not bad. Does seem like a pretty good top 40 bet, top 30 or top 20 bet. You can get him at 3-1 to top 20. And then lastly, Ben Griffin, basically the exact same thing as Jason Day. So this is one of those golfers that just a solid option across the board. You guys can see it based off his specialist rank, top 20, top 12 in course history rank, stat fit top 30. He's just solid across the board. And it wouldn't be shocking to see a player like this just find himself in contention to continue to play good golf. He had a good round 1 at the Sony Open, kind of fell off, but other than that, pretty solid. So we can get him at 60-1. I actually don't like him as a top 20 bet. I think I'm just betting him outright, but I do like the odds that we were getting on him as well. It's one of those golfers where if he gets slightly better in this game, has a slight spike week, it wouldn't be shocking to see him in contention. So guys, now let's go ahead and get into the round 1 3-ball, but 2-ball bets here. It's going to be under the 3-ball tab if you guys are someone that's using the data here. And so, yes, the payouts are going to be extremely worse with it being a 2-ball market instead of the 3-ball market, but still pretty solid. What I'm going to be doing for the 2-ball bets this week is I'm just going to be looking at these golfers that, honestly, these top few ones. So Nico to beat Camilo Villegas, really good edge there. Okay, so the data's given Villegas about a 25% likelihood to win, and Nico about a 51% chance to win. Obviously, the other percent then would be to tie in this matchup, so that's a pretty solid bet for us. We'll go back into the full board. Michael Kim to win. That's actually a pretty good bet versus Mac Meissner, guys. Very solid bet there, actually. So you can get a good payout there, 2.36. So basically, if you bet 1 unit, that's what you're going to win back. So 1.36 units in profit. Max Gracerman to win, Bo Hosler, and then Harry Hall. Going to be doing those bets here. Again, last week, guys, I did this. I called this out on the 9-to-5 Twitter page. Over 30 units of profit betting with the 3-ball bets and also the matchup bets, which we'll go ahead and get into those matchup bets right now. So if you guys want my tournament bets, make sure to head on over to the 9-to-5 write-up and check those out. But we're going to go ahead and get into the round bets. So I do want to sort by sportsbook edge. Where are we getting maybe outliers in evaluations of golfers? So right now, guys, this is interesting. Emiliano Grillo to beat Adam Schenk. So we're looking at the sportsbook edge. We're sorting by the sportsbook edge. So we're looking at the sportsbook edge, and that's at -105. So compared to the other sites where we're getting this line, BetMGM is wrong with their data for this one. Now, the best bet that we have on the board right now is Cameron Davis to beat Matt Kuchar. Okay, this is at -118. They're valuing him a little bit less than the market is. And obviously 2.5% is not much, but it does add up. That's a very good EV bet that we have. So the average odds, for example, guys, 56% likelihood, whereas BetMGM's only giving him a 54% likelihood to hit. Very good edge for us there. Another decent one here, Siwoo Kim to beat Kurt Kitayama. If you guys are looking for maybe DraftKings bets here, Harris English beating Christian Bezuidenhout, Adam Schenk beating Emiliano Grillo. So that kind of does it for like bets where we're getting EV bets. Now, I actually like to look at the 9-to-5 data a little bit more. This was very successful last week, guys. 9 wins last week, only 4 losses and 1 tie. So very good stuff there using the 9-to-5 data. And so we're looking at Harris English actually losing to Christian Bezuidenhout. That's on Unibet. Let's take that off. We don't need to look at Unibet. No one uses that. I'm sure that's watching this video. We'll go to DraftKings, FanDuel, and BetMGM here, guys. I include that in there because I have the data. If anyone is overseas betting, they can use that. But let's do it again here. So, interesting one here. So, Joe Highsmith beating Jacob Bridgman, who I actually kind of like both these golfers. That's not fun. And so, what the 9-to-5 edge is measuring is not always like, all right, will this golfer win their matchup per se? Or is he the better golf play for this specific matchup compared to this golfer? It's more looking at that, but also including how the sportsbooks are valuing that bet as well. So it's taking the percent likelihood for that golfer to win that matchup and comparing it against the odds that we were getting. So kind of looking at the two-way odds that we had, it's kind of using those odds to be able to compare, to be able to gain an edge. So Joe Highsmith, though, to win at -120, at -120 there, that's a solid bet. We are getting Adam Schenk beating Emiliano Grillo at -110. Very solid bet there. Mark Hubbard beating Daniel Berger, -105. And this is the thing, guys. We're getting actually a decent amount of bets here just across the board. So another Harris English one, another Mark Hubbard one. Patton Kizzire beating Brennan Todd at -125. Are we getting any plus bets that we can be on potentially? And no, we're not getting any plus bets. That's kind of the issue with head-to-head bets, is typically you're doing a minus regardless of the bet. But pretty solid round one bets there for you guys as well. Now that's going to do it for the round one bets, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the coverage. Hopefully you guys have been able to use the bets that I've called out, whether on X or on the write-ups, for the first two tournaments. And obviously in the video last week, gave you guys a bunch of solid bets that led to profit. Hopefully we have another profitable week this week. Feeling pretty good, but maybe a little bit too overconfident because we've been rocking and rolling here. That's going to be all, guys. Again, if you guys want access to any of the data that you guys saw here, it's $10 a month. So it's pretty crazy, right? 30 units of profit last week just by using those tools for $10 a month. I mean, take advantage of that, guys. It's the best value out there with the best tools out there, already curated to you guys to be able to use all the data that's based off of what we know to be predictable stats, and it just builds off of each other. That's the best part about the data. All right, that's gonna be all, guys. Thank you for watching. Again, if you guys want access to the data, head on over to 95sports.com, get access to all of it for just $10 a month. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck with all your bets, and as always, let's keep cashing.